and I'm here to cover the controversy on Kamala Harris's citizenship. She's an illegal alien. She's DACA. That's all she is. You don't have any documentation that she's an illegal alien. And now I'm going to prove it. It's actually very easy to prove. And the best part is we can use, you'll see it. All right, let's just do it right now. We're going to use this. This is actually, it's from Harvard Law Review. Oh, Obama. Didn't Obama? Yeah, he was the editor of that magazine, wasn't he? The Meaning of Natural Born Citizenship by Harvard Review. And it is, I don't have the date on it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Let's see. It's, here, I'll try to post this in the description at the end. Let's look at the title, though, just so if any of you can screenshot it now. Okay, let's do that. I'll screenshot it now. So I know about how long it takes you to do it. Okay, there we go. So that will tell you it was made in 2015 in March on the meaning of natural born citizenship. Okay, so I don't know which Harvard commie wrote it, and I don't give a shit. Okay. Okay. Why some constitutional issues are truly difficult, framing error sources, While some constitutional issues are very difficult, with framing error sources either non-existent or contradictory. Here, the relevant materials clearly indicate a natural-born citizen means a citizen from birth with no need to go through naturalization proceedings. The Supreme Court has long recognized two particular useful sources in understanding the constitutional terms are British common law, and that's what I'm going to use to impeach Kamala Harris as a U.S. citizen. She must be removed from the Senate. She's not a citizen of the United States as a requirement of the Senate. Any enactments of the first Congress both confirm that the original meaning of the phrase natural-born citizen includes persons born abroad who are citizens from birth based upon citizenship of the parent. Okay, Kamala Harris's parents, it's undisputed, are British citizens and or subjects. It doesn't matter. The status of her citizenship will be conveyed from that, okay? So secondly, here we go. As to British practice, laws in force from 1700 recognize that children born outside the British Empire to subjects of the crown were subjects themselves and explicitly used natural born to encompass some such children. These statutes provide that children born abroad to subjects of British Empire were natural born subjects to all intents, constructions, and purposes whatsoever. The framers, of course, would have been intimately familiar with the status and the way they used terms like natural born, since the statutes were binding law in the colonies before the Revolutionary War. Before the war, they were binding law. Ooh, that's good. I like that. They were all also well documented in Blackstone's commentary, a text widely circulated and read by the framers and routinely invoked in interpreting the Constitution. Sir William Blackstone is the definitive name in common law. He's defined the common law. He actually wrote it down and made it so we can view it. Anything you see with Blackstone should be taken as a source of authority. Okay, ultimate authority, because the older the source, the more accurate it is. Okay, the other one would be Koke, K-O-K-E. You'll see that in other videos we're going to do. We're going to mention that. Okay. So, United States Office of Personnel Management, Investigative Services, Citizenship Law of the World, March 2001. Anyone can download this book. It's simple. I'm leaving it open. I'm going to leave it out here so you can screenshot it right now. But on page 208, it goes through the British citizenship. Here we go, 208 to 209. Okay, what it says here doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect what we do, but it's how the United States now recognizes what goes on, how the Brits have it. It's every country in the world. Any country you want to look up, it's here. and it's made by our government. It's made by the Personal Management Investigation Services, Office of Personal Management Investigative Services. If you haven't figured out yet, I'm from New York, and yes, I can talk very fast, and I don't even know I'm doing it. So just get over it. Slow me down if you have to, because I can go a lot faster than this. Okay, so here we go. Now, next one I have is the Law of Nations. Okay, Law of Nations, 1758. Law book defines natural-born citizen. Law of Nations, 1758. Law book defines natural-born citizens. Legal scholar studies founders of the country and framers of the Constitution reference this book as core contemporary written legal reference book. The Law of Nations used the framers of the Constitution. It was written in 1758 and was used as a college textbook in America from 1770 on. Ben Franklin received 3 copies of the French edition from the editor Demas. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Quote section number 212, chapter 19, book 1, Law of Nations. Written in 1758, section 212, like New York, 212. Citizens and natives. Citizens are members of the civil society, bound to the society by certain duties subject to its authority and equal practice in its advantages. The natives or natural-born citizens, the natives or natural-born citizens are those born in the country of parents who are citizens. Okay, let's go over that again. Natives or natural-born citizens are born in the country of their parents who are citizens. Kamala Harris's parents are British. She is a British citizen. Period. A society cannot exist in perpetuate itself otherwise than by children of citizens. Those children naturally flow on the condition of their fathers, just like I told you, and succeed all their rights. The society is supposed to desire this in consequence of what it owes in its preservation. It is presumed as a matter of course that each citizen on entering into society reserves to his children the right of becoming members of it. The country of the father is therefore that of the child, and these become true citizens merely in their tact consequence. What the? Tick consequences. I don't know what that word is. Let's look up what that word means right now. Okay. Oops. Oh, if this is not a printed version, so I've got to copy it. Let me just do it up here. T-A-C-I-T. And that word's going to show up as, come on, give me this thing. Here we go, look it up. Okay, understood or implied without stated. Tactic, I don't know what I got wrong there. Because anyhow, move on. We shall soon see whether, on the coming to the years of the discretion, that they renounce their right and that they owe to society in which they were born. I say that in order to be of the country, it is necessary that the person be born of the father who is a citizen. For if he is born, therefore, a foreigner, it will be the place of his birth and not his country. Let's go over that again. I say that in order to be of the country, it is necessary that a person be born of the father who is a citizen. For if he is born there of a foreigner, it will be only the place of his birth and not his country. That applies to common. Let's do that. Let's just go over that again. I say, in order to be of the country, it is necessary that Kamala be born of the father who is a citizen of the United States. He is not, for he is born there of a foreigner. It will be only the place of her birth and not her country. There we go. Boom. Now, one of the things you have to remember is that after the Revolutionary War, is that the Brits used to steal our citizens all the time. We had many British converts because of the British law at that time, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay, we're going to go over right now. Let me just give me a second here. And that's, that opens all up. Okay, let's distinguish. Birth abroad, which constitutes by descent, if one of the parents is a British citizen or otherwise, then by descent, for example, by birth, adoption, registration, naturalization in the UK. British citizenship by descent is only transferable. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me make this big. We'll go over it again because it'll make it easy. Lex sanguinis, a birth abroad, which constitutes by descent, if one of the parents is a British citizen otherwise than by descent. For example, by birth, adoption, registration, naturalization in the UK. British citizenship by descent is only transferable to one generation down from the parent who is a British citizen otherwise than by descent if the child is born abroad. Kamala Harris was obviously born abroad. And so she is British citizen, just like if you were two Americans go in Canada and have a baby, the baby is considered American. Okay, natural born even. Now we're going to go back in time a little bit to 1914. Okay, the British Nationality Act and Status of Alien Act 1914. The definition. Let me make this a little bit bigger so it's easier for you guys to see. Okay. Get myself out of the way. Don't need me. Okay, British Nationality and Status of Aliens Act of 1914. The definition of natural born subject. The following persons shall be deemed to be natural born subjects, namely, any person born within His Majesty's dominions and allegiance. And, okay, that covers Kamala's mother and father. They are both British citizens and or subjects, okay? Any person born out of His Majesty's dominions, whose father was, at the time of that person's birth, a British subject, and who fills any of the following conditions to say that if either the father was born within His Majesty's allegiance, or the father was a person whom a certificate of naturalization had been granted, or the father become a British citizen by subject by reason of any annexation or territory. Okay, this is pretty simple, easy to look up. That define this as the facts. I truly believe. British colony is Jamaica is a British colony from 1707 to 1962. Her father is born in 38, so he's covered there. Doesn't matter what year, as long as it's before 62. Okay, then we go to the British Nationality Act. Let me make this bigger. I'm hoping you guys can screenshot it and then produce it anywhere you want. British Nationality Act of 1949 laid down the rule in this section 5.1 that a person could not avail British citizenship by descent if his father or her father was a citizen of the UK and colonies. CUKC at the time of the person's birth remained unchanged until the British Nationality Act of 1981. So therefore, that covers Kamala. Okay? Now, just want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Let me just go through my list of... okay, that's done. Just 1 second. I know I'm looking off screen, but... Okay, American law now. We're going to go cover 2 of them because it's very important to understand the 14th Amendment, but it doesn't have any effect here. Okay. United States Supreme Court. Under the Old English common law, birth was viewed as enjoined from perpetual allegiance upon all to the king that could never be severed or altered by any change of time or act of anyone. United States versus Wong Kim Ark. The phrase subject to the jurisdiction was intended to exclude from the operation children of ministers, consuls, and citizens or subjects of foreign states born within the United States. Slaughterhouse case, 1873. See, both of these cases, just so you see, both of these cases are decided after the 14th Amendment, so therefore the 14th Amendment has no play on Commie-La. It's out. Okay, next definitive case in American law. Elk versus Wilkins, 1884, well after the 14th Amendment. The court defined the jurisdictional requirement of citizenship clause as requiring a person to be not merely subject in some respect or degree to the jurisdiction of the United States, but completely subject to the political jurisdiction and owing them direct and immediate allegiance. Now, all foreigners, aliens, legal or illegal, owe a temporary allegiance to the country that they're in. When you go to Britain, if you travel from here to Britain, you owe a temporary allegiance to the crown. That's why you can be charged with crimes under the crown, because they consider you have an allegiance while you're in their country, and they can enforce their laws on you. It's that simple. Okay. The court also explained that Indians born in tribes geographically located within the United States are no more born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, and the children of subjects of foreign born within the United States. Here the court emphasized that a person not born into U.S. citizenship could make himself subject to the jurisdiction of the United States without the consent of the United States. Period. You think Trump's going to get her citizenship? Okay, I just want to check what we got going here, make sure I got it all covered. That's the Jamaica colony. I'll make it bigger just so we can see it. Okay, so. Okay, we got India to 1949 is a Republic of India, Dominion of India, end of British rule right here, 1947. There you go. So her mother was born in like 38 or something like that. Her father, same age. Doesn't matter. They're covered. Okay, so we know Jamaica was an English colony from 1655 when it was captured by the English from Spain, or 1670 when Spain formally succeeded Jamaica to the English, and the British colony from 1707 until 1962 when it became an independent Jamaica, became a crown colony in 1866. Okay, I'd like to think I've got it all covered, but you never. Let me just check again. I want to see. Oh, there's another one here I want to put in here. This is very important. Okay, you know what, this one, I just shot it in preparation for this video. Just give me 1 second, I gotta find the screenshot. It's here. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Make this bigger. I'm gonna put this out again so you can screenshot it. Please take a screenshot. Laws of nature and the laws of nations. Under the laws of nature, every child born requires no act of law to establish the fact that the child inherits through nature his, hers, father's citizenship, as well as his name and even his property through birth. This is the law of nature. It is also recognized by the law of nations. Okay. I think I got it covered. This is the way I see it playing out. Obviously, it's going to be exposed that Kamala isn't eligible to be president. That means that Biden is a moron and that he's not to be trusted, so therefore he can't be president. And what you'll see step forward, I still believe, will be Hillary Clinton and Buttigieg. That's my guess. We'll see what happens. Let it play out. But Hillary's coming on. You know Hillary's going to come on. Let's get over it. Let's get on with the show. This should be fun. Okay, YouTubers, have fun. Good night.